Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Insights with me, your host, Yasha Harari. And today we're talking about crypto marketing insights, and specifically, we're going to kick it off with Bitcoin marketing insights. And yeah, you know, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, and you should do your own research about anything you look at for investment purposes, because especially with crypto and other speculative assets, there's a high chance you're going to lose it all. But hey, that sounds like fun, right? Okay, folks. Well, so yeah, anyway, we talk about marketing on the show, and the fact is, in case you haven't heard, I'm calling it. We're officially in a bull market, and I've got the data to prove it. The thing is, I'm going to keep this relatively simple and fast. Let's see if you guys can keep up with the pace. I don't know if this is actually playing here, so if anybody can actually see us in the live room, please say something, just so we know we're actually on the air, because YouTube is just acting weird. I honestly do not like their new studio. It is not good. But yeah, it says it's working, so we're going to wing it and hope that this is working. Maybe they're not showing this video because they know what we're about to reveal will change things. Or maybe not. Probably not. But are you guys ready? Okay, so let's start off with the big obvious things. When we're looking at the actual crypto markets, du jour, wow, this latency. Whew. It's like a cold knife through ice. Anyway, you can see here that the markets are pretty much doing their sideways moving dance. You know, it's a fairly green day, but very modest numbers. Less than 1%, 2%, whatever. And Bitcoin sits comfortably at 5,400, pretty much recouping the majority of the losses it had about a week ago when it dipped. And the world of TA experts was saying, prepare for the dip, all hands on deck, we're getting ready for the dip. And the dip was more like a wet noodle not doing much. It dipped a little, yeah, sure. It dipped like $500, which is a lot, it sounds like, but it also climbed back up most of the way in the past week, and it didn't dip further than that initial drop. You can see it very clearly on the candle, right? Short term, we're looking here. But now, that doesn't mean that there's no bull market, right? Of course not. That would be silly, right? Even if we look at other coins, that doesn't mean that there's not, well, we're in a bull market. You can't just tell because we didn't drop further that we're not in a dip. Well, that's true. It's, one indicator is of a microcosm of a tiny small thing like 1 week of trading is certainly not a reason to throw all your money into Bitcoin. Okay? However, let's look at the facts. Just as soon as this actual latency will show us the facts. If you pull up on TradingView, the monthly chart of Bitcoin from the very first date that it was launched onto the market, onto exchanges and traded and tracked as a thing being bought and sold on exchanges, right? So we're talking about, 9 years ago or so. If you actually look at the 7 bull runs that have been confirmed since that, first Bitcoin was traded on an actual exchange, not just traded between hobbyists and enthusiasts, but actual traded on an exchange. We have seen that there has not been a single period in which there have been 3 months of growth, meaning green candles, higher prices, right, higher closes than the previous month. There has not been a single case where a 3-month upcycle, right, after the obvious apparent end of a bull run, right, didn't lead to another bull run. Right, so we have clearly come down more than 85% from the highs to the lows, right, of Bitcoin's price, from nigh on 20 grand, like 19 and a half grand, 18 and a half, or whatever the number was, wherever you bought it. If you bought it in South Korea, you might have been paying 50 grand. So it dropped from 20,000 to 5,000. That's a clear bear market, right? And now we have, well, I'll show you. Let's look at the monthly. There you go. Let's pull it back so you can see from the start for yourself. Okay, going all the way back here as far as this chart goes, which is 2011, 2010 even. Okay, like mid 2010 when it started trading. There has never been, as you can see, pardon my sneeze. Must be that spring wind. You can see here very clearly, whenever there was 3 months or more of green candles, and in fact, very often, just 2 months are indicating a bull run. But even when it's just 3 months, right? There has not been a 3-month period of growth at any point in this coin's history, okay, which was not part of a bull run. 3 consecutive months. You can see here the last bull market dropped down, and we hit our bottom, and we tested and hit it again, right? Hit the lows, and closed January, the lows. In that month, we saw the lows, and then February, March, and April have all been up months. And we're right at that all-important moving